Hello everybody, Mark aka the Nerdy Punk back again today for a new video. Well, as you can tell, the Barbenheimer thing didn't work out for me yesterday fully. So the plan was to see Barbie and Oppenheimer, the double feature, both in one day. And I was gonna come to this theater to see Oppenheimer, which is about a 45-minute drive, and then head back home and see Barbie at my local theater, which is about 10 minutes from me. The problem was Oppenheimer's a 3-hour movie. I got up early to come see it. I loved it. I really liked Oppenheimer, but it's also a lot. Like, that movie is a lot. They packed so much into 3 hours, and it's emotionally kind of draining. So when I went home last night from seeing Oppenheimer, I fell asleep. And I slept past Barbie. So I didn't get to see Barbie last night, which is disappointing. But here we are today. It's Saturday, July 22nd, and I am at the movie theater, the same one I was at yesterday, the 45-minute drive, and I am here to see Barbie. So the one good news is I'm gonna get to see Barbie on a bigger screen, because the screens at this theater are bigger than the ones at my local theater. So that's the good news. That's the silver lining. I am a bit disappointed that I missed the Barbenheimer thing, but I guess that means I'm getting old that I fell asleep like that. Nonetheless, I am really excited for Barbie and finally gonna get a chance to see it in a theater, and I can't wait to watch it. Of course, Margot Robbie is probably my favorite actress right now. She's my #1 celebrity crush, so I will see everything that she makes. Greta Gerwig, I've heard just incredible things about. She co-wrote the script with Noah Baumbach, her husband, and I'm a huge fan of what I've seen from Noah Baumbach as well. So without further ado, let's go ahead and head in there. I'll see Barbie. I'll be back here in a couple seconds for you guys, a couple hours for me, and give you my thoughts on the film.
A few moments later.
All right, just got out of Barbie, and man, I love this movie so much. Completed the Barbenheimer double feature. Both movies were awesome in their own unique ways, and that is just so exciting for me. Neither one of these let me down at all. I wouldn't say Barbie's a perfect movie, just like Oppenheimer. It had some flaws, but overall, an incredible experience. I'm obviously not the target audience for a Barbie movie, and if you'd have told me, you know, just a year ago that I'd be really excited for a Barbie movie and enjoy it, I would have said you're crazy. Because it's just, I'm not the target audience, and I'm sure if I did play with Barbies as a kid, that I would have loved this movie even more. Of course I didn't, but, you know, there's nothing wrong with boys playing with Barbies, it just wasn't my experience. Nonetheless, I love this. This is a Barbie movie that's not a Barbie movie, if that makes sense. It's really, I mean, I think even the marketing, they've kind of leaned into that. And, you know, this movie obviously has some deeper messaging behind it and is an analogy of sorts for the real world. And in some cases, it's not an analogy. They're straight up, like, they go to the real world in the movie. I thought the set design was gorgeous, especially when they go to Barbie Land. They have to get nominated for production design for this movie for the Oscars. It just has to be. It looks so gorgeous. Performances were really great. Margot Robbie was amazing, as always. Ryan Gosling was incredible as Ken. Michael Cera. Michael Cera stole the show for me. I love Michael Cera. I think he's hilarious. His character is awesome and one of the more relatable characters in any movie that I've ever seen, which is odd. But yeah, apparently I'm an Allen. I didn't know that. So cool how they kind of tied in the real world toys and the company Mattel, and how they really kind of made fun of Mattel. This was almost a Comedy Central roast of Mattel in a way. Will Ferrell was incredible as the CEO of Mattel. It was just so good. Greta Gerwig behind the camera is clearly a fantastically talented director, and I just adored this movie. It did have some flaws. I think 95% of the jokes landed, in my opinion. But, you know, there's a few that, it's comedy, it's going to be subjective. But I really did love this movie. I love the message of it. I really wish this movie is going to get over $100 million. It's definitely going to get over $100 million this weekend, on opening weekend, not counting the next 2 or 3 or 4 weekends when it's out. It's crazy to me to see, and I understand Barbie's it's a big product. It's an iconic product. Probably every little girl at one point had a Barbie. But it's so interesting to me because of the part of the country that I live in, very conservative, closed-minded, small towns. It's amazing to see the lines of people to see this movie, and I really hope that some of them take the message of this movie. Now, I know there's not a ton of guys that are going to go see this movie. Like, it's very rare for me, like a single guy, to go watch this movie. But I'd say the theater, it was pretty packed, and it was maybe like 2/3 women and girls and kids and stuff like that. There were several guys in there. And I really hope that people listen to the message of this movie, take it to heart, and learn something from it, because, you know, it's crazy to say, it's kind of cliche. If more people learn something from this movie, the world would be a so much better place. Like, it's insane. And it's a movie that is surprisingly emotional, surprisingly powerful at times. It has a fantastic soundtrack. It's so much fun. It's hilarious. I loved it. I absolutely loved it. I can't really say much more about it. I just really, really like this movie. And I'm so happy that these two movies have become connected and that they're both really good. And it's really awesome to see so many people out at the movie theater to support really great works of art and creative works of art with bold choices. Like, Greta Gerwig takes a lot of big swings with this movie, and most of them pay off. I adore the 2001: A Space Odyssey reference at the beginning of the film. It is so awesome. I love that she did that. And you know, normally when you see a theater this packed, it's not to see amazing, creative, different works of art like this. I get that Barbie is based upon a very popular toy, obviously. It's not a completely original idea, but if you'd ever told me we'd get a Barbie movie like this, I wouldn't have believed you. Like, this is crazy. The fact that there's a movie like this that exists in this way is so unique and so different and so awesome, and I love it. So without rambling on further, I'm going to wrap up this review. I'm definitely going to see both of these movies again in theaters, and that's kind of adding to my theater going this month, because I'm going to spend a lot of money at the theater this month. I still haven't seen Mission Impossible. I still haven't seen Indiana Jones. I don't even know if Indiana Jones is still playing in there. It might be. I'm not sure. But definitely have to go see these both again in a theater. See both of these movies on the biggest screen possible. If you haven't done your Barbenheimer double feature, do it now. Go see both of these movies. They're awesome. And Oppenheimer 2 has an amazing message behind it. Amazing performances. I mean, both of these movies are awesome. All right. My final grade on Barbie is 4.5 out of 5. Same as Oppenheimer. Interested to see how those movies, how I feel about them upon rewatch. I'm sure I will love both of them again. Right now, I would put Barbie just slightly, very slightly above Oppenheimer. I enjoyed Barbie just a little bit more, but I enjoyed both of them so much for completely different reasons, obviously. So with that being said, that's going to wrap up this video. I hope you all have an amazing rest of your weekend, and go see Barbenheimer. Have a great one.